Here is a massive 57 coin submission to ANACS. And I'm going to show you these coins. I did a video already on how much this cost me to submit all these coins and the potential amount of money I might make from sending these coins off. Now we're going to actually look at these coins, and you don't want to miss this. So stay tuned. So first things first, I sent off a 1909S VDB that I was sure was counterfeit. One of the guys that worked for me, he owned it and he wanted to make sure, and he asked if I would go ahead and send it off to kind of verify what I told him. And we'll try to look at it. What they said was, according to the sheet there that I showed you guys in the previous video, is that this is an added mint mark, is what they're saying. That it's an authentic 1909 VDB, but the S mint mark has been added. And obviously it is out of position. And it looked a little odd to me in the first place, and this is what it looks like whenever there's an added mint mark. So try to get as close as I can, try to get it to focus here. Yeah, it's really hard to see, but there you go. So let's move on to the other coins that's in this submission. It's always good to know. I mean, it's unfortunate if you buy something like this and you pay money for it. A lot of people would have trouble with this. But you need to know where the mint mark locations are, the kind of mint mark you're supposed to have on your coins, and that kind of thing. You always should know that. So this is an 1863 AU58 details. Now, I knew this coin was close to unk, but I didn't know that it was cleaned. I did not detect that this coin was harshly cleaned or cleaned in any manner, but ANACS thought that it was, and that's what they labeled on this coin. Now, a coin like this, you know, is around $150 in AU58 being cleaned. It'll sell for a discount. Even though it doesn't really look like it's anything major is wrong with it. Here's a 1911D AU58. It's a really nice coin. A lot of these coins came in albums and things like that I purchased over the last few months. Actually over this last year. And I decided to send off to ANACS because ANACS is cheaper. And I thought, you know, if I would get a good money grade coin, then I can always cross it over to a holder that does sell for a little bit more. So this is a 13D AU55. You don't see these in higher grades very often. And we can back it up. The 11D I just showed you would be $125, and this 13D would be at $100 retail. Trying to give you guys the idea of the values here on these. But you know, they're really nice coins. Then I have a 14D, and this one's heavily corroded. I sent it off on purpose. The shape of the mint mark and all that was okay with me, but I wanted to get in a holder, get it a net grade, and make sure it's authentic, because there's always going to be a question when you see a coin this bad, and it's bad. It really has some issues. But at least it's an authentic 14D. It could be a hole filler for somebody. As you can see, it is really roached out. Has some major issues. Then we have a 15S. This is extra fine 40. You don't see copper coins like this in the higher grades very often. I mean, you might see them at coin shows, but to find them in albums, the people that collected these, you know, like I said, they put it back, or sometimes there'll just be one of these in an album that's a high grade, and I'll just pull it. Because typically you don't see a whole album full of nice coins like this. They're out there, but far and few between. And I have a 1922D extra fine 45. That's a nice looking coin there. I got a little bit of lint from the cardboard. They use that cardboard in here, so it's got a little bit of lint on some of the holders. It's not anything to do with the coins. The coins are nice. And that little blue dot helps it focus. That's on the camera there, and I'll do a lot with that. You can still see the coin. This is very large. I mean, we're talking highly magnified, so you're able to see the coins. And I'll have good pictures up on the website. I took some pictures of each one of these. Here's a 1926S. This is struck through retained debris. Extra fine 40. Now, I had to send this under a mint error tier, or they wouldn't have labeled it. As you can see on the obverse, there's something right here. It's a little piece of metal that was struck through. It's hard to tell. It could have been part of a feeder finger. It could have been anything. It's nothing major, but it is there, and it was obvious to me. I was hoping that it would be the mint error that I thought it was, and it ended up being what I thought. Here's the reverse. Something like this, it's hard to determine the value. It's just one of those coins that you put up for auction and just let it go. I got a few of these mint errors I want to be doing that with in the future. Then we have an 1883. This is the no cents Liberty v nickel. It's a pretty nice looking coin here. Now a coin like this, you're looking at around 50 bucks retail. Then we're into the nickels now. So 1921, this is a Buffalo nickel, Bison nickel, extra fine 45. 1921's, $77 retail in this condition. And there's the reverse. It has a little bit of a staining like toning on it, but definitely a nice looking coin there. And we have a 1937, and this one here is the Philadelphia Mint. It has no mint mark, that's what it means. And they graded it Mint State 63. It's a pretty nice looking coin there. That coin I thought was a little bit higher grade than that. Some of these were kind of like an experiment just to see if some of these would get the grades that I thought. And like I said before, if it would get really high graded, you don't want to cross it over. But I think this is undergraded a little bit. And this is graded Mint State 65. And I can compare this one to the 63, and you're not going to see a lot of a difference in them. But that's the way it goes here. That's part of the game. You play it. You're not always going to agree with each other or what grade they put on the coin. But when you got them side by side and you can compare them at all angles, you can definitely see some inconsistencies at times. And it's not to bash any grading companies or anything like that, because it's not neither here nor there. I do business with them, and I hope that I do get the grade that I intend, or even something better sometimes. So this here is a 38D, Mint State 64. It's a nice looking coin too. So I've got a 63, 64, and a 65, and I should see a progression of some sort by putting these coins side by side in the grade, the differences. And here's the reverse. It's a nice looking coin though. Now we're to the Jefferson nickels. This is a 38S, Mint State 65. It's all around nice looking coin. Didn't get any full steps, but I didn't think they'd be full steps. I mean, you can see that it's not. And that's another thing. Just because a nickel's full steps does not mean that it is valuable. It has to have that grade too. It's very important to have the grade as well. So then here's the 38D. And these were just nice nickels that were in the set, and I thought someone probably want these if they grade high enough. Basically, when you're looking at the 38D and S and the Jefferson nickels, you're looking at $34 and $30. So they're not really expensive. They wouldn't be typically worth sending off for grading, but with the submission as a whole, it was worth it. So then there's the obverse. It's really nice looking coin though. Nice little gem coins. And I do apologize, I'm missing some of the values for some of these. Like, I did the Buffalo nickels there, the 37D and 38D, or the 37D is $100, and the 38D was $52. So this is a 1920D Mercury Diamond, graded AU58. See, I buy albums all the time, buy complete collections all the time, and this one just happened to be a little nicer coin sitting there amongst all of the circulated examples. And I thought, well, why not just send that off and see what that gets? So when we're looking at this one, it's actually worth $185 retail. So yes, it's worth pulling out of that set and submitting. Now, obviously, it could have gotten cleaned, it could have gotten artificial toning or anything, but to me, I thought, I'm going to try it anyways and just see what they do with this coin. So that's really cool to get an AU58 out of that coin. That's nice. Then we bought several quarter sets, and in the quarter sets we had the 32Ds and S's, and I wanted to send them off because they were kind of higher grade, even though I know that some of them were cleaned and a couple of them were. This one here's a 32S AU50 details. It's still a nice looking coin. It's nothing really crazy. I mean, you can tell it's clean, but it's not bad. It doesn't look bad. There's the reverse. And, you know, when you try to price a coin like this, it's not easy to do because of the fact that it has been cleaned. But, you know, retail's $2.35 for an AU. It'll sell for less than that, but at least you've got a grade to go by, like a net grade. That's what I like about ANACS. They do put a net grade on these. They don't just put a generic EF or whatever. So anyways, this one here is extra fine 45, and this one straight graded. It's a nice looking coin. And here's the reverse. And an extra fine 45 is worth $175 retail. And what I like about the point grades too is that coins, just because they're clean, don't mean they don't have a net grade too. They have a certain amount of wear on them. Now, if it's cleaned too harshly and you can't see the details, that's one thing. This is a 32D cleaned AU50 details. And I still picked these coins because their eye appeal was still there. It wasn't like they were, you know, polished up or anything like that. So, and here's the reverse. Now, one of the things about 32Ds and S's is that the mint mark's going to look a little off. Sometimes it looks like it's in a divot. If it looks too good, usually that means it's not authentic or it was actually added. So I have a few more quarters to show everybody, and you know, also when you're looking at these and you're looking at sets and through quarters, look for the double dies. They're worth some money. Underrated double dies for the quarters. But these here are all just normal quarters, no varieties or anything, but they're nice higher grade examples. This one's AU58 details. It was cleaned. The reason I send it off is because it's a 35D. 35D in high grade is, you know, worth a little bit of money. And this one here is going to retail for around $375. Now, it won't sell for that much because it's been cleaned, but at least it's in a holder and it has that net grade. I won't keep repeating myself. I try not to. Then we have the 36S, AU58. It's another one that's a little better in the higher grades. And this one here, $90. Here's the reverse. So here you have the 37D mint state 64, and the 37D in mint state 64 is $140. And it's a really nice coin. Like I said, I cherry picked these out of the sets because I wanted to see what ANACS would put on these. You know, coins with toning, coins have been in holders, coins have been handled. It's hard to tell sometimes. You see so many of them, and you'll see 100, you know, uncirculated or at least close to uncirculated quarters, and you're thinking, man, it's some of these AU58. So you just kind of check it out and try it. So here's an example of an AU58 that I thought had a chance at mint state. But anyway, so 39S, and you know, 39S like this is $120 in AU58. Here's the reverse. A nice looking coin. And we got the 39D, and it graded mint state 64. And you can see there's some differences in them. Yes, they're not, you know, huge differences in these coins. This one here is $80. Now, some of these in higher grades with mint marks are worth more money. And you'll see the next one that's coming up here, example of that. This is a 40D mint state 64. It's kind of an untapped market in a way. I mean, don't get me wrong, people want the mint state early coins. You know, everybody knows they have value. But here's the 40D, and you don't really think much about a 40D being a condition grade, but a mint state 64, you know, we're talking a retail of $250 on this coin. So that's pretty interesting there. And it is a nice looking coin. It looks solid for the grade. Very nice looking coin. Then we have the 42S. And like I said, when you're going through the price guide, you pick out the mint mark ones and the ones in certain grades that you think it'll be. That's how you do this. You pick out the ones that are worth the money in the grades before you think of sending them off. Because if this was only going to be worth, you know, $30 in 64, I wouldn't have sent it off. I did do the nickels that way, but that was a little different. Like I said, with this being a submission the way it is, you can cost average a lot of things. So this one here is, like I said, the 42S, mint state 64. And it's not worth as much as the 40D, but it's worth $90. And here's the reverse. And it's kind of hard to explain to someone who doesn't do this for a regular basis how I do things. There's a method to my madness, trust me. I do this all the time, and overall I worry about making money, but I don't worry about if I don't make money on one coin. I worry about all the coins. I worry about the whole lot, the whole shebang. And here's a 43S, Mint State 63. Very nice looking coin there too. Now the 43S and Mint State 63 is worth $45. It's not typically one you would send off, but when it's ANACS and it's cheaper and you have very little in the coin, with the way I set this up, because I told you before, like I said in the last video, I cost average things. I have booty, like I said, this is the profit, some of them are. So I don't have to worry about what they grade, but because I've already got them paid for. So it's kind of like using my profit to make more profit on it. So I'm investing my profit, reinvesting in it, taking a chance with it a little bit. Here is a 1894 barber half. And I was a little worried about the staining on it and what they would do with it, but they graded it straight, which is great. I was hoping it would get straight grade, but G6, I think this one's closer to very good, but it's close enough. Nice coin. I'll take it. I'll take a problem free on this one. And, as far as a 94 is concerned, the value's, around $60. Then we have a 1917 S, and this is another one I cherry-picked from an album that we purchased. And this is the mint mark on the obverse, as you can see. And this one, you're looking at a retail of $450. And you wouldn't think, some people might overlook some things like this, but when you start seeing the details, very fine details on some of these earlier ones, it's well worth sending them off. And here's the reverse. The mint mark would be here, for those of you who don't know, if it was on the reverse. And then this one here, I knew was damaged, cleaned. It looked really odd, but I knew that it was a higher grade. Extra fine 40 details. You're looking at a high retail $250 for an extra fine now. Like I said before, getting the prices out of these is the determining factor here on how well I'll do. But it is a pretty nice looking coin. It does look off. They said heat damage. You don't see heat damage on the holder very often. A lot of people post stuff like this in the groups and ask what's wrong with it. We tell them heat damage. We tell them, and they're like, huh? How would someone do that to it? Sometimes these were in fires. You just never know what happened to it. Someone could have put a blowtorch on it. You just never know. And here's some walkers that I have. And this is a 39D. And it's Mint State 63. And all of these I thought were Mint State. Well, all of them didn't get Mint State, unfortunately. But this one here got 63, and then I got a 64 39D. And you can compare side by side which one you think's the best and which one you think's the worst, because we're talking probably an opinion here, obviously. And you can look at these coins and compare marks. I don't see much of a difference. As a matter of fact, it looks like the 64 might be a little lesser. You never know if labels get messed up or whatever, or if I'm just not looking at it right. We got a 1940. It's an AU58. I thought it would be Mint State. I got a couple of them like that. But like I said, you send them off and hopefully you get the grade. And if you don't, then it's not a huge loss, because 41S and AU58 still worth it, even with the fees. And like I said, I've got probably about $10 cost average in this. So I got to put something in the system so that I can sell them and run them through. There's the reverse, mint mark. And 41, and this one here, Mint State 62. Nice looking coin. Nice details. Here's the reverse. Then I got another AU58. That's a nice looking coin. They're talking about $100 and some and 64 for these. And in 63, about $65 to $80 retail on these. And here's the 42s. But truthfully, having all these 64s of the same mint and same date, you can actually compare and see if what the differences are between the grades and what do you think? I mean, can you guess it? You can hone your grading skills doing this with these. Like I said, they're all 42 and all 64. And I guess I just wanted to show that example because I see a lot of the same grades for the same dates and mints. And I'm always doing that comparison thing. That's just me. I want to learn to grade. I want to be the best I can at this. And believe me, no matter how hard you try, you're going to fail at this multiple times. And this one here is a 1943 Mint State 63. Basically a $65 coin, but man, it's really nice. I do love that design. We have a 44D Mint State 63. Nice looking coin. See, I can see this in here. This is definitely a 63. I like that. It's nice. Here's a 1945S Mint State 63. Really nice looking coin there. This is one of the better designs. Like I said, I like this design. I like the Morgan dollars. I like the eagle on these. I wouldn't mind seeing a Morgan dollar with this eagle. Hint, hint, U.S. Mint. 1946D, Mint State 63. Says that nice frosty luster that I like. Beautiful. Here's the reverse. Man, that's just a gorgeous coin right there. Man. I can look at coins like this all day long. I don't know what it is. It's almost like it's mesmerizing. I know it sounds crazy. I'm a coin dealer and I've handled coins all my life, but I look at this coin and the light reflections almost makes you wonder if we couldn't get some music going, some ambient music, and just kind of look at this coin and, you know, zoom it in and zoom it out. And maybe I could do a video like that. I don't know. Does anybody need to meditate? I don't know. It's just, I know it's kind of silly, kind of corny sounding, but still, I love this. This coin is nice. I like these kind of coins. All those pinpricks of light, the unevenness of the dies. See, the die surfaces are kind of rough. And when they strike these coins, that's what imparts that frosty, beautiful luster. And I mean, it's just, you don't want a perfect smooth die unless you like proofs. There's a 47D and Mint State 63. Look at that. I mean, it's just, it really is nice. It is kind of marked up. Might have been more like a 62. Might have got a little bit of a gift grade on that one. Like I said, I'll take the gifts because I'll also have to take the ones that I don't feel are undergraded. Then I sent off a better 49S, which is, it's better as a condition grade. Mint State 65, you know, it's a nice coin. And the 49S, basically $140.65. Full bail lines would be worth a little bit more, obviously. But it doesn't. I didn't submit it for that reason. I didn't think that it would have it. But it's just a nice looking coin. Get a Mint State grade on it instead of just leaving it in an album and selling it. There's a 78S, Mint State 63. First year, nice coin. San Francisco Mint. Nice beautiful luster on that coin there. Then here's a nice one, 81S, Mint State 63 proof-like. Look at that. That's a nice looking coin there too. Highly reflective. Dark mirrors. Almost looks like it'd be a dimple on the back there. Man, that's a nice coin. Got a little watery features to that one. And here's an 82S, Mint State 63. Nice coin there. Like I said, these are just sent them off to have as many coins as I could send to ANACS. This one here is 86 S over S. So this is AM2 Top 100 AU53. 86S in itself is better date and mint mark. 86S is a better date and mint mark. So let's see if we can get close enough to see that. You can kind of see it there. Should be big enough on your screen. Still, focus issues. Try everything I can with this. But anyways, 87S AU53. Very nice coin. Anytime you can get the S mint marks in the higher grades like this, you know, you got your 78s are a little better, but you got your 80, 81, 82S. Not really so much. They're really common in higher grades, but man, when you start getting into the 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, and 89, even your 90S sometimes, you know, those are worth a premium, condition grade. And here's the 03S. I wasn't so sure this was going to get clean. I was kind of on the fence. I thought it could pass for problem free, but they gave it a very fine 20 details. So that's how the ball bounces on this one. And 22S peace dollar. Nice coin. I was hoping for 63, 64. You know, just a nice looking coin overall. Had a nice reverse on it. You can look and see you know, what you think about that being a 62. So I just think it's a 63. Then this one I knew was going to be scratched. I knew it had an issue on the front because that's obvious. But look how weak the hair is, and then also look on the reverse, hardly any feathers. I just wanted to see how they would grade this, if they would actually give it the mint state. So that was kind of an experiment. But at least I've got a mint state 60 23S someone can have for their whole field if they want to crack it out or just have a mint state example in a cheaper version of it. Because a 23S like this, you know, basically retails $70 and it'll sell for a little less because of the scratch. Then here's a 23S that's problem-free, mint state 62. And a coin like that, you're looking at $90. 62 here. So, nice coin. Now see, that does look 62. That other one looked better than 62. I know a lot of people are like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not better than the grading companies. But I mean, I can see it with my own eyes. If you can't see the differences in these two coins in the grade, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this one is a 62 all day long. This one should be a 63 all day long, maybe even a 64. I mean, it's just, the discrepancy is there. I'm not making it up. I can see it. Now, I know it has a gash up here, but it's kind of hidden. That's the whole point. But anyways, like I said, I'm not crying over spilled milk. I'm very happy with this submission. Got a couple more I want to show you, and these are well worth it. Got a 23D mint state 63, and if you don't know about the 23D, it is one of the hidden gems that people don't hear about much, but in the higher grades, this coin has a lot of value. So in 63, the retail value for this one is $325. I mean, that's just, you know, 23D, you think you pass that up, but that's the little better one for the earlier ones, if you want to look at it. It has die crack all the way around. It's probably all of them are Vans, but I have to check out which Vam it is. You know, but it also has the, looks like a little bit of a die crack down here. It looks like probably the more commonly known die cracks on these. So it'll be a minor Vam. All of them are Vams, like I said, because all of them are struck by a certain die pair. And this one here, I wanted to see if they would grade this natural toning. See if it was AT or not. So it's got mint state 68, 1997 Silver Eagle. It's just a Silver Eagle, but look at that toning. I mean, that is a nice coin. That's auction worthy all day long. I'll put that up at auction on the website here. I don't know if I'll get it up today or not, but I'll definitely get it up. It's a nice looking coin. Let everybody decide what they want to pay for it. It's a beautiful coin. The value on that one is to be determined. So there you have it. There's my 57 coin submission. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I have a lot of fun with this, trying to go through it. It takes a lot of time, but you know, it's well worth it. I'll make a little bit of money on all this. And don't forget to check out the previous video about this, how much it cost me. I'll have the link, like I said, in the description and a pinned comment. So please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.